Om Namah Shivaya. Last time we were in the previous Asanga, we were studying the Aphorism 9, the long Aphorism 9, yes, long commentary. The Aphorism 9 reads, as has been declared before, Shiva himself is doubtless not inactive. Shiva is not inactive like Brahma in Vedanta. Yes, Brahma is inactive, cannot move, all this story. But rather endowed with Shakti, that is his eye consciousness. This Shakti is his eye consciousness, is Aham. In short, this very luminous Lord is furnished with the venerable and beautiful 5 powers. So he has eye consciousness, and this eye consciousness become 5 powers. This movement is called prasarana, or expansion. Expansion. Prasarana, pratisancharana. I will explain later all this. We already commented 3 stanzas in Shaptattva Sandoha, in the commentary, the explanation of this aphorism, 3 stanzas, and we reached the stanza number 4. I said in the 4th aphorism, Amrita and Andanatha describe the Ishvara and Shuddha Vidya categories and the associated powers of knowledge and action. This Shuddha Vidya Tattva is Tattva 5. I prefer to call it Sad Vidya. Shuddha is pure. Sat is good. Good Shuddha Vidya, pure knowledge, or Sat Vidya, good knowledge, or genuine knowledge, genuine, true. Sat is true. That's why Sadguru. Sadguru is true guru, good guru, or genuine guru. Yes, Sadguru. And the same way Sat Vidya, true knowledge, good knowledge, or genuine knowledge. Why not Shuddha Vidya, despite in Shatrin Shatato Sandoha in this scripture by Amrita Nandanatha, and by the commentator, this commentary by Raja Nakananda. And why not Shuddha Vidya? Because Shuddha Vidya is also the name of happy birthday, Raman. Because Shuddha Vidya is also the name of the Swatantriya of the Lord. The Swatantriya of the Lord is also called Shuddha Vidya. The absolute freedom of the Lord is called Shuddha Vidya. Why? I don't know. It's confusing. So sometimes they are speaking about the Swatantriya of the Lord, especially giving knowledge to a person. That's why they say, for example, the Guru can do something for you. The rest is up to Shuddha Vidya inside you. So this is the Tattva 5. No, it's not the Tattva 5. It's the Swatantriya of the Lord. So the Swatantriya of the Lord, the absolute freedom of the Lord, in the form of pure knowledge, will teach you from inside. This is the meaning. So the Guru has to wait for Swatantriya in you, Shuddha Vidya in you, teaches you to continue to advance in knowledge. Yes, because it's useless. For example, I can teach you millions things, but for you it's impractical. It's not useful. You understand me? For example, I can tell you, well, the pratisancharana of the vowels or things like this, and you can tell me, what is that? Well, you don't understand the pratisancharana of the vowels. The combination between A and E is A and I is I. All this you say, A and I, A and I is I. So you say me, what is this pratisancharana? Okay, it's impractical for you. So I had to wait for Shuddha Vidya, for Swatantriya to teach you from inside. Because you need some special state of consciousness to understand all this topic about the vowels. I'm translating about vowels now in Tantrasara. So many topics are impractical for you because you still don't have the caliber to understand this. You understand that sometimes you cannot understand something. Typical imagination in ignorance is that they can understand anything if you take the trouble to explain to them. For example, they will tell you, oh yes, I can understand anything, but you have to take the trouble to explain to me. If you explain to me, I will understand. No, no, it's imagination. I can tell you something very simple with the relativity theory, yes? If I teach you in depth relativity theory, you will understand me. Why? Because to understand the relativity theory of relativity by Einstein, you have to know a lot of mathematics. Without mathematics, I know by practice because I studied it. Without mathematics, you cannot understand it. So first you need to be a mathematician. You're not a mathematician, you cannot tell me, I understand, and you take the trouble to explain to me. No. Many times it's impossible. And in Trikashvism, if you don't have the state to understand, you cannot understand. For example, I tell you, the knowledge eating, devouring duality. What is knowledge devouring duality? You don't have the state, you don't understand what is knowledge devouring duality. But if there is a state in liberation, look at the baby washing cups. There is a state in liberation because she's a waitress. There is a state in liberation where you experience how knowledge eats up, completely devours duality in front of you. I remember this. That's why when I read this from Shemaraja, it's like this. Yes, so I understood him. But before, it's only theory. It's only, yes, knowledge devouring duality. But no, you experience this. It's real. Devours duality in front of you. You can experience this by yourself. But it's a high state. So many things you cannot understand because of the state. That's why one time after explaining, how many hours I was explaining Guru Matrika in Shiva Sutra, for instance, 7 section 2. Remember in the yoga center, I was hours, 3 hours or something like explaining Matrika, all the letters and all the process of the letters. And I had a translator at that time. So at the end, after I was completely exhausted explaining all this, after all this, I asked her, what's your opinion? He told me, not very practical, but nice. Something like this. I wanted to shoot her. Yes. Not very practical for you, it's not very practical. Always. From your level of a monkey, you cannot understand all this. For you, I told him it's not practical. Much is such an effort. 3 hours with Matrix and all the letters explaining part by part with Paratishika Vararna. And she told me this, no practical. Okay. So, Amritarandanata described these two tattvas, Ishvara and Sadvidya. I prefer Sadvidya, not Shuddhavidyas. And the associated powers of knowledge and action. Knowledge in Ishvara tattva, tattva 4, and action, power of action in tattva 5. Amritarandanata wrote, Vishwam Panchat Pashani Dantaya Nikhila Mishwaro Jatah Sabhavati Shuddhavidya Yedanta Hantayor Aveda Matih. He wrote, after war, when he, the Supreme Lord, sees the whole universe. You see, this experience, the Supreme Lord is you. When you see the whole universe as Idam, as this, that is when Idam predominates over Aham, or I, the Ishvara Tattva, the fourth category is born. Speaking about you. The Shuddhavidya Tattva, the fifth category, is that which is characterized by perception of unity between the state of Aham or I-ness and Idam or this, the universe. So between perception of unity between Aham and Idam. So in practice, it's like this. Idam Aham, this is me. So you feel, this universe is me. This is Ishvara Tattva. In Sadvidya, you perceive. Remember, in Sadashiva Tattva, you perceive, I am this universe. And you feel the universe emanating from you. In Ishvara, you feel the universe entering into you. And you perceive, this is me. The universe is me. Universe is more important than you. And in Sadvidya, you have a mixture of Sadashiva and Ishvara. You perceive, I is I, and this is this. You perceive like this. I is I, and this is this. I is I, and this and this. So you have this oscillation between I and this, imbalance. And because this state is a little unstable, you feel the universe like unreal. I tell you this state for the time when you experience this state, yes. When you enter into Sadvidya Tattva, you experience that the universe is unreal. It's unreal. It's an illusion. The universe. You have this state. So for now, it's impractical for you. But remember this state. It's a subtle state. Why you don't perceive this state right now? Because it's very subtle, very fast. At the beginning of all the tattoo, yes, you have the tattoo 36 now, yes? All this monitor solid, all these words solid, is tattoo 36, the last tattoo. This is tattoo 5, at the beginning of all the manifestation of all the tattoos. So you don't perceive because it's very fast. What do you think? Because it's very fast, very subtle, very fast, and you don't perceive, you perceive only the last tattoo, 36. No, it's not because it's very fast. I will tell you some secret. It's because you are ignorant that you don't perceive, not because it's very fast. It's because of ignorance that you don't perceive these subtle tattoos higher and higher. You perceive only the materialistic world, constituted by tattoos, earth, water, fire, air, and space or ether. You perceive all this in general, yes, air, fire, heat, you perceive water, humidity, you perceive solidity, solid, yes, solid object, this is earth, tattoo 36. You perceive this not because it's faster, this subtle state of consciousness, but because of ignorance, because you don't want to perceive. This is your ignorance. What are you doing? It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Why did Shiva manifest this universe? In order to recover awareness of himself. It's only for this. It's for anything else. It's not to build a superpower. It's not to build a galactic superpower maybe in the future. It's not for this. It's not for being successful in your job. No, it's not for this. This is a play. This is samsara. Play. The real reason for Shiva to create this universe is for finding himself in the universe. Nothing else. But he doesn't want to find himself in the universe. You don't want. Why? It's a mystery. Mysterious. Ignorance is a mystery. It's more mysterious ignorance than revelation, that liberation, that revelation of sense and nature. It's a mystery. Why you remain like this ignorant? Why, Shiva, you remain like this? I ask you. It's a mystery. There's no reason for you to remain like this, in ignorance, all the time in materialistic world, and this material world, without perceiving the subtle aspect of the universe. Yes, why you remain like this? It's a mystery. It's a kuta, mysterious, secret, rahasya, secret. That's why I can tell you million things, but Shiva doesn't want. So you are like this, yes? You are like this in general, like disciple, all the time, not even a smile. And years, and someday, Shiva wants to move. So, you should have some experience. Mystery. Why he moves, why he doesn't move. He's like this. Apparently it's masochistic, yes, he wants to suffer. No, but it's not like this. No, he wants to be ignorant. He enjoys life. I like to be ignorant. That's why I told you yesterday Graf is dead, yes. But no, Shiva insists to be Graf. Graf is my disciple, one of my disciples. He insists to be Graf. Despite Graf is a failure. It's a failure. Disaster. Cannot do anything. He's not happy enough. cannot do anything, completely helpless, completely powerless, completely shitty, completely shitty. Anyway, he wants to be Graf. Why? It's like this. Imagine I tell you, okay, you want to be poor, miserable, beggar, or you want to be a rich, living in comfort, living in a mansion. Where do you want to live? No, I want to be beggar, to live on the streets, poor, starving the whole day. Why? I don't know. It's like this. I want to be. So I show you, yes, all the things you can have, all is waiting for you, and you don't want. It's a mystery. So I have to replace your false nature full of crap. Scrappy, yes, it's full of misery. Any relationship you have is misery. Any relationship. I'm completely sure. I don't need to know your life like a psychologist and a divan like this, yes. So you tell me your miserable life, yes. So I will be, oh, look at you, yes. I know that your miserable life is, because I know the truth. When you know the truth, you know the truth. And I know that your life in samsara is miserable. You can tell me, no, it's not miserable, it's nice. Okay, but it's misery. In comparison to the glorious Shiva, it's misery. It's nothing. Oh, I have a boyfriend. Oh, I have a girlfriend. Okay, so, but it's full of misery. You're attached, problems all the time in the middle. I'm sure. Any relationship you can have is miserable. More miserable, less miserable, happier, but happiness is in misery. It's happiness in prison. It's like happy in prison. For example, I'm in prison, yes? Oh, but I'm drinking a Coca-Cola in prison. It's something like this. It is happiness. And you're happy there, but it's miserable. And I know I can go to a Vietnamese there in Vietnam, yes, working in the countryside, speaking like this, But all the things he will tell me is I'm miserable. It's the only thing he can tell me. I'm suffering. I'm suffering. It doesn't matter if I go to China, to Vietnam, to USA, to Argentina, to Bolivia, Paraguay, any country. They will tell me, in any language, yes, they will tell me, oh, I'm suffering, estoy sufriendo in Spanish. I'm suffering in English. Oh, I'm wiki, piki in Chinese. It doesn't matter. In Arabic, Allah, but they are suffering. Anyway, it doesn't matter the language. The sound is different, but the misery is the same. Because it is planet like this. In this planet, Shiva is like this. Bigger. So look at your glorious nature. So I had to replace your false nature full of misery with the glorious nature. What kind of replacement is this? Has to be very fast, the replacement. It's immediate replacement. Give me the good thing, take the bad thing. No, requires years and years. And you don't want. No, later. No. You all the time protecting your crap. This is the mystery of ignorance. You protect your crap. You know when you protect your crap. For example, when someone accuses you, oh, you are a liar, and you're a liar. You know that you're a liar, yes? And you defend yourself. No, I'm not a liar. I didn't want to do it. No, all the time I didn't want to do it, but you wanted to do it. Why you say I didn't want to do it? All the time defending. Well, you are protecting crap. Why you are protecting crap? It's a mystery of Shiva. Mysterious. It's like years and suffering, because the more you protect your crap, the more you suffer. Anyway, no, protect, and you protect your crap like the most precious gem in the universe. This crap is called Graf. It's called Smilova. It's called how is his name? Tamash. No, but your surname is Tamash. Yenis, your surname. Yenis. It's Yenis. Is Polyanovsky, all this crap. You're all the time protecting this. Like the most precious gem. You can tell me, no, I'm not protecting. You protect. That's why you're only liberated now. Every attack by anyone to this crap, and you defend the crap. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to do. I didn't want to cheat on you. I didn't want all this. I didn't want, but you wanted. Why you defend all the time? Okay, well, this is the problem, and all the why this, a lot of confusion in the spiritual path. It's all because you're all the time defending the crap. That's why so much confusion, problems, and I cannot understand you, Guruji, and all this. This is the crap. You are protecting the crap. Oh my goodness. It's incredible, the force of ignorance. The force is to keep you there. It's the force of Shiva. It's impossible to remove without his help. Okay. That's why when you see people in this world, yes, so much inside prison and defending their prison, yes, you see them. You see them in action. I saw this Finland prime minister, this woman, cry practically in front of the camera defending her crap. Defending her crap. Oh, this is all the time like this. You spend your entire life defending the crap, practically. Justifying the crap, paying for the crap. So the crap does something bad, and you had to pay your whole life. Like this poor prime minister, yes. She wanted to have fun, and look at her now. And all the time defending the crap. All the time. Don't defend the crap. It's his crap. Abandon the crap. But you cannot. You are so attached to your crap that you cannot. It's so funny, this crap. I remember my crap and I remember my attachment. It's very hard to. At the moment of liberation, when you have to leave the crap, at least for some time, you want to return to the body, to the crap. Yes, it's all the time like this. Okay. Ishvara is the category where the experience is idamaham in the book. This is me. This universe is myself. Therefore, the universe predominates over aham, I portion. I explained this to you already. At this level, Shiva is completely overwhelmed by the wonder he himself has manifested. So he's with the universe in front of him, yes, at the beginning of the perception. The universe is ideal at that time, in unity. It's not the real universe, it's him, but apparently different from him. So he's so in love with this creation that he's fascinated about this creation. That's why idam predominates over aham. For now, this is impractical for you. At this stage, it's the stage where Jnana Shakti, power of knowledge, is predominant due to the preponderance of the universe. You know the universe. Those power of knowledge is preponderant, predominant. Shuddha Vidya, or better Sadvidya, as there could be confusion with Shuddha Vidya as the irresistible will of Parabhairava that promotes the yogi to higher state of consciousness, Swatantriya, is the category where the experience is aham, idam, idam. I am I and this is this. Namely, I am I and this universe is this universe. Therefore, neither aham, I portion, predominates over idam, this portion, nor idam predominates over aham. There is unity or equilibrium between aham and idam. It's the stage where Kriya Shakti, power of action, is predominant due to the preponderance of a movement from aham to idam and from idam to aham. And this movement creates unreality, the sensation of unreality. You feel that the universe is unreal. You have this state in the past when you felt that the universe was unreal around you, like a dream. It's a dream. All this situation is like a comedy. You never felt like this? Like a comedy. So now again, the full commentary on this stanza by Rajanakananda. He wrote in prose, not in verse. Evan kramava bhasanat vishwasya shuddha sambin matradhikarana eva sputataya parambrishyamanasya hamanshe vishechanatsa eva parameshwara ishvara tattva dashamadhishraya Satyatra Vedya Jatasya Sputa Vasana Jnana Shakti Udreka Antaradashaya Udrikta Twat Sada Shiva Vasta Bahir Bhava Parato Dreka Twishwara Vastetya Nayor Vishesha Prarudha Vedasyedantam Shasya Samadrita Tula Putanyanyena Hamshas Spurarnayam Shuddhavidya Tattvam Atra Vishwasya Spurtataram Paramarshanat Kriya Shakti Pradhana Iyaticha Shuddha Swatantriameva Tatad Vaichitriena Praspuratiti Shuddhodva. Speaking about the pure course. Thus, from manifesting the succession of tattvas or categories, that very supreme Lord rests on the state of the Ishvara Tattva, the fourth category, by pouring the universe. That is, here in the category called Ishvara Tattva, apprehended or perceived distinctly or sharply into the aham. It poured the Lord into the aham, the idam into the aham or I portion, which acts as a receptacle, merely consisting of pure consciousness. In this category, in Ishvara Tattva, there is predominance of the power of knowledge because of a distinct or sharp manifestation of that which appears in the form of an object, the universe. Due to the predominance of the internal state, the condition known as Sadashiva, as the Sadashiva Tattva, the third category, emerges. However, the state called the Ishvara Tattva, the fourth category, comes into existence because of a predominance of the external state in its highest degree. This is the difference between these two tattvas or categories. The Shuddhavidya Tattva, the fifth category, is made manifest by duly equipoising the weights on the two cups of the balance, metaphorically speaking. Namely, on one hand, the idam or this portion, which has become increasingly different from the aham or I portion by now. And on the other hand, the glittering expansion, spurarna, of the aham or I. In this fifth tattva category, the power of action is the main one because there is a more distinct apprehension or perception of the universe. And since pure swatantriya, absolute freedom alone, throbs and flashes within the course comprising the first five tattvas as a manifold diversity, such a course is thus pure. So this is the pure course. Tattvas 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What only Swatantriya is here. Pure Swatantriya. The absolute freedom of the Lord. There is no material word in these tattvas. So this is called the pure course. Pure because of unity. There is unity between I and universe. So it's completely pure. Now I will show you this chart, this diagram, and 6 with the 5 Shaktis. His glorious Swatantriya Shakti, the power of absolute freedom, becomes Chit Shakti, predominant in Shiva Tattva, Tattva 1, power of consciousness. What is power of consciousness? It's Prakasha, it's his light. Ananda Shakti, predominant in Shakti category, Tattva 2. This Shakti, Ananda Shakti, is Swatantriya. Icha Shakti, predominant in Sadashiva, category 3, Sadashiva Tattva. Icha Shakti is will, power of will. Jnana Shakti, predominant in Ishvara category, Tattva 4, Ishvara Tattva, is power of knowledge. And Kriya Shakti is predominant in Sadvidya Tattva category 5, is power of action. Okay. Now I explain the commentary of this Rajanakananda. I wrote in the book. In Ishvara category number 4, idam or this universe is literally poured into aham or I. Aham just acts like a kind of receptacle for the incredible, awesome universe. You know what is receptacle, yes? Receptacle. For the incredibly awesome universe. Because this is so, because the universe is predominant at this level due to its sharpness. It's very sharp. It's not blurry, foggy like the universe in Sadashiva is. No, it's very sharp, very distinct. Because this is so, because the universe is predominant at this level due to its sharpness, Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge, also predominates here. In the previous tattva or category in Sadashiva, Aham, called internal state by Rajanakananda, predominates. On the contrary, in Ishvara tattva, it's Idam, called external state by Rajanakananda, that predominates. In turn, Sadvidya category, the fifth one, there is total equilibrium between Aham and Idam, as if they were placed on the two pans of a balance. You know this balance, yes? Two pans. By this balance to measure the weights, yes, to weigh in some objects like this. Now this balance, this device. Yes? Neither Aham nor Idam are predominant. I said that here there is preponderance of Kriya Shakti, or power of action, because there is a movement from Aham to Idam and vice versa. Anyway, Rajanakananda explained that Kriya Shakti predominates here because the universe is more distinctly perceived at this level. Additionally, since Swatantriya Shakti is the queen here in these first categories, this course is pure. In other words, since there is unity here, this course is definitely pure. Next, from the sixth tattva, Maya, tattva 6, down to the 36th one, Prithivi or earth element, the course is impure, Ashuddha tattva, as duality, absence of unity is the queen here. It's impure. Stanza 10 in Trikamukha Matani. Pairabhairavena sahajaikyam grihnarne nare cha bandhanakaritu malangatameva nivrittitam shashwatam viloma kramerna va vai. You know what is vai? Vai is sometimes used instead of am. You know what is am? Yes, in Sanskrit, am. Ma is no. Am, the opposite in reverse way. Am is yes. So am, yes. Ma, no. No prohibitive. No. Not no like a negative particle. For example, there is no food. No, not like this. Yes, not a, one is no, another is not in English. Yes, well, no prohibitive imperative case is ma in Sanskrit, but not in English is na or no in Sanskrit. In general, na. Sometimes they use no. No. Is prohibited. For example, sometimes the ma baishihi, don't fear, don't be afraid. They use this ma prohibitive with the aorist or indefinite past tense conjugation of a verb, but without the oddment. You see, when I told you that people say that if you explain to me in detail, I can understand you. You see that this is not so simple. Okay, I will explain to you in detail. Aorist past tense is indefinite past tense. There are 7 kinds of aorist or past tense in Vedic Sanskrit. It's not used in post-Vedic Sanskrit, in classic Sanskrit, in modern Sanskrit. So we have aoristic, different kinds of aorist. Aorist is created with an augment. Augment is the letter A added at the beginning of the conjugation. So, for example, Abaishihi, you feared in the past, indefinite past. Nobody knows if near past, far past. Abaishihi, in order to create the prohibition, don't fear, you combine ma with the aoristic, Abaishihi, but you remove the augment. You remove the initial A. This is the meaning. Ma Baishihi only, not Ma Abaishi. Ma Baishi. And you do this with anything you want to say some prohibition. Don't do this, don't do that. Okay. By. So all this because of I. And by can be used because in this instead of yes. So you can say vai. Yes, vai. But vai is also certainly. Certainly. Vai. Indeed. Ought can be used for yes. Vai. For yes. Like yes sometimes. Vai. A particle of emphasis and affirmation. General place after a word or laying stress on it. Usually translatable by truly, indeed, certainly, verily. Yes, it's like yes. And next we have and is yes. An intersection. Oh, yes. You see? Surely, verily. You can say surely, sure thing. Okay. Stop sharing. So, translation. When the limited individual realizes his natural unity with Parabhairava, Mala or impurity, the one bringing about bondage, disappears forever, or vice versa. So, when the limited individual realizes his natural unity with Parabhairava, Mala disappears, or vice versa. Or when Mala disappears, the limited individual realizes his natural unity with Parabhairava. 2 ways to understand. That's why I put Vai at the end, because Viloma Kramerna, vice versa. Viloma Kramerna, vice versa. And Vai. So certainly, but I didn't translate Vai in order not to be redundant, to put a lot of indeed all the time. Yes, so certainly. So sometimes you don't translate. You can put only some exclamation point, for example, or without translating anything. Okay. Oh, look at the baby. The baby came. So beautiful. So because I watched the camera, one of my disciples. Okay. Explanation. When the limited individual, that's why Mala impurity is nothing. You cannot say Mala is this material thing. Yes. What is Mala? Arnava Mala. Hey, I brought Arnava Mala for you and I put Arnava Mala in front of you. No, there is nothing. It's not even a veil on you, yes? Covering Shiva like this. It's a veil. Shiva cannot see in ignorance. No, it's a contraction. So when you remove the contraction, there is nothing left. You cannot see any mala left when you get liberation. It's not that you see mala leaving you, for example. Oh, look at this mala, broken mala. No, you see nothing. Was contracted, mala, and now it's expanded again. It's like this. Open, liberation, contracted. But mala is only this contraction, but it's not something physical, not even subtle. That's why when you get liberation, mala dissolves, disappears. Not even dissolve, because it's not material. Dissolves, I say dissolve in order for you to understand. Disappears, disappear. Gatameva nivrititam. Goes to the state of nivrititam, to the state of cessation. Cessation, stoppage. Cessation, gatam, is gone. It's gone to the state of cessation. This is disappear. It's one way to say disappear in Sanskrit. I wrote like this because of the meter in the poetry, in the verse, so I need to meet the requirements of the meter. I cannot put the conjugation of the verb disappear first. Gone to the state of cessation. Okay, explanation in the book. When the limited individual, the limited being, this guy is Graf, Baronim, Liena, this, how is? Ichaiva, this woman, the limited individual, the limited being who is under the sway. You know what is sway? Under the dominion, sway, under the power of Maya. So you are dominated by Maya. You can tell me, no, I'm free. No, you are dominated by Maya. For example, now something terrible appears and you cannot resist. Maya dominates you. You cannot be so peaceful, for example, like this. I'm in my own self. No, something appears and you go crazy. Yes, you are dominated by Maya. Bad news, for example. Your house is on fire. You cannot continue satsanga from your phone outside, yes, while your house is on fire, like this peacefully. No, you are dominated by Maya. Will go crazy, desperate. This is the meaning of dominated by Maya, under the power of Maya, under the sway of Maya. Apparently, you are free because life is going easy. When life goes hard, not easy, difficult, you realize that you're dominated by Maya. For example, when your nachalnik, yeah, your chief, your boss, tells you something hard, you realize that you're dominated by Maya, that you're attached to your boss, that you're attached to your idea of yourself. For example, you have an idea of yourself like this: I'm perfect. If your boss tells you, oh, no, you did something wrong, so this damages your idea, this statement by your boss. This is obvious, yes? You have the imagination that you are perfect, that you do everything perfect. So when someone tells you, no, you are not perfect, so you feel pain. This is because you are under the power of Maya. A liberated person feels nothing. You can tell the liberated person, oh, you fail, and he doesn't care. He doesn't have this imagination. He doesn't move like you. He's not penetrated by words like you. When you are in bondage, you are penetrated by words. If I tell Liena, oh, you are so beautiful, yes, she's happy. If I tell Liena, no, you are ugly, she's unhappy. Not now, because she knows now. But imagine all of a sudden appear with a surprise. You are fat. What happened to you? So the word penetrates into her. Why? Because the limited individual, again, in the middle. So a person, in liberated person, you cannot shout at him or at her if he's a woman, because the words don't penetrate him. What's the point of shouting at him? At least in theory. In practice, I will grab a stick and I will punch you hard. Yes, you tell me something horrible. In theory, they are not penetrated. And okay. I can say that at least the imagination that I'm perfect, I remove, at least. So I can accept that I do something wrong. I can accept. But many people, they cannot accept. That's why all the suffering. You see all the suffering. So ego becomes a victim. You know ego victim. Oh my God, my boss treated me so badly. Oh my God. This is ego, your limited individual crime. Because your boss told me, my boss told me that I'm not perfect. All this stupidity in you needs energy to work. Every day you spend a lot of energy with this crap. Every day to keep this crap working. And to justify the crap, if I tell you it's crap, you will tell me, no, it's the most precious gem in the universe. All the time to justify. You can relax and be happy, but no, you contract and try to defend the crap. You say, well, it's like this. This is the tragedy of human beings. You can see this everywhere. Everywhere you see the news and you see people suffering like this because of the crap. All of them are glorious because you don't touch them. You touch them, you touch their vanity and they fall. These women appearing in the selfies like this with all this vanity. You see them with the phone like this in front of the mirror. This. But you tell them, you are so ugly and fat or something like this, and you will see what happens. Or they become victims. Oh my God, what did you tell me? Or they want to punch you, yes, or want to destroy you because it's all ego, it's all crap. It's not real. It's vanity. It's shit. You have to abandon this. It's not you. You don't need this. A great state can be in an ugly body, and vice versa. A stupid state can be in a beautiful body. A great being can have a weak body, can be an old guy, very weak, and he's a great sage. So the situation of the body is not important for your state. You can be ugly, your body, but you're a great sage. Or vice versa. You can be an idiot and you're a beautiful body you have. And most of the time it's happening. You're an idiot. So why all this problem with the body and all these stories? Why so much vanity about the body? About the six pack. If I don't have six pack, I have six pack for the beaches to show my six pack. What's the point of all this stupidity? I can be with my belly happy there. Why not? Yes, no, I had to have six pack. The only way to be on the beach like this. Why? Because this imagination that we are like this, that we are the body, that this imagination, this crap, you have to abandon this. This is one of the qualities you can see in a liberated person is that he will tell you, leave the crap. Is one of his qualities. He won't tell you, keep your crap, like most people say. Yes, people say all the time to you, keep your crap with you. But the liberated will tell you, abandon your crap. This is one of his qualities. Leave this. No, remove this all the time. It's against that. That's why ego wants to shoot the liberated person, obviously, all the time. Egos hate gurus, because obviously. But you don't need to spend all your energy in this. Yes, in self, it's in vanity and stupidity, it's in being in front of the mirror 1 hour, 2 hours to have the exact position of the hair. You don't need to spend your time like this. Yes, for example, I don't have hair, literally. More practical. You don't need, especially the women, yes, with hair, they are crazy about hair. And it's hair. It's not you. It's dead matter. It's not even alive, not even living matter. It's not you. If you are you, it doesn't matter your hair. People will be in love with you, will be attracted by you because you are real. Okay, that's why what's the best body to carry? a body with which you are happy. This is the best body. So when you are happy with your body, this is the best body for you. Okay, continue. So this impurity vanishes because it's nothing. It's only contraction, or vice versa. When mal or impurity vanishes, the limited individual realizes that he's Paravairava himself. It's to be noted that to be one with is to be. For example, to be one with Paravairava is to be Paravairava. This is euphemistic, yes, to be one with Shiva is to be Shiva. You are Shiva. In Tantraloka, stanzas 23 to 25 in Tantraloka, in the first chapter, Abhinavagupta speaks about this. Malamagyana michanti samsaran kura karanam iti proktam tatacha Sri Malini Vijayottare Vishesharnena Buddhiste samsarot. I can chant this. Let me see. Malamagyana michanti, yes, samsaran kura karanam iti proktam tatacha Sri Malini Vijayottare Vishesharnena Buddhiste samsarotara kalike Sambhavanam nirasyaita dhabave mokshamabravit. This abravit is old conjugation of the verb brew, to speak. Abravit, he spoke, or he spoke, past tense, or he speaks. It depends on the context. Agyanamiti nagyana, agyanamiti nagyana bhavaschati prasangataha. Sahilostadike piasti nachatyasyasti samsriti has laxesura. Laxesura, this meter by Abhinavagupta. That's why it's difficult to chant in Anushtup. What is Sesura? Someday I will explain to you. No one. It is said so in Venerable Malini Vijayotara Tantra, in the last half of stanza 23, chapter 1. They, the sages, maintain that Mala is ignorance and the cause of the sprout of samsara, transmigration full of sorrow, full of sadness. And this ignorance is called Arnava Mala. After rejecting the opinion or supposition that ignorance remaining in the intellect, which appears after transmigration, Bauddha Jnana, is endowed with this characteristic or mark, that is, that Bauddha Jnana or intellectual ignorance is the cause of the sprout of transmigration. No. Shiva said that liberation, abravit, yes, he said, abravit, past tense, but it's an old conjugation. Shiva said that liberation will take place in the absence of that, in the absence of Paurusha Jnana. So the real sprout of bondage is Paurusha Jnana, ignorance about the self, not Bauddha Jnana, intellectual ignorance. So to be really liberated with removing Bauddha Jnana is not enough. You need to remove Paurusha Jnana by samadhi, by the grace of Shiva inside, or by the grace of the Guru outside, externally. This is the real cause of the sprout of transmigration. Ignorance, Arnava Mala, has two aspects, Paurusha Jnana and Bauddha Jnana. Is Paurusha Jnana the aspect creating bondage? Ignorance, Arnava Mala, is not total absence of knowledge, because if it were so, there would be an unwarrantable stretch of this rule. Generalization would be excessive. What is this? Because, now he explained, because that total ignorance is in a lamp of earth, etc. Indeed. But there is no transmigration in their case, in the case of a lamp of earth. So if Sarnava Mala is full ignorance, you will be like a lamp of earth. You know what is a lamp of earth, yes? A piece, a kusok, a piece of earth, lamp, piece, kusok. You are not like a piece of earth, inert, yes? You are not like a rock. Yes? So Arnava Mala in you is not full ignorance. Because it's full ignorance, you are a rock, inert, completely, without life. So this Arnava Mala is half life, half ignorance. Half and half, yes? You have some living aspect inside you. That's why you are a living being. You are conscious. Little consciousness, but you have conscious. If not so, you will be like a rock, and you are not a rock. Avinavagutta all the time so clear. Avinavagutta is quoting Malini Vijayotara Tantra, Aphorism 23, chapter 1. In that stanza of the Tantra, Mala, Arnava Mala, as the source of samsara is clearly specified. An Arnava Mala has two aspects: Paurusha Jnana, ignorance about the self, and Bauddha Jnana, intellectual ignorance. Liberation mainly implies the removal of Paurusha Jnana. If Bauddha Jnana is removed instead, there is no liberation, only Bauddha Jnana. So what is the importance in removing Bauddha Jnana? Because when Bauddha Jnana is removed, Jivan Mukti is in the palm of your hand. Jivan Mukti is liberation while living. If only Paurusha Jnana is removed, then one has to wait for death of the body to enjoy liberation. Anyway, the cause of liberation is always the removal of Paurusha Jnana, or ignorance about the self. Namely, to think that the self has become many. Paurusha Jnana, this ignorance about the self, is when you think that the self, you, appears like all these people around, all these objects around you, in duality. You experience this? There are a lot of people around you, a lot of objects around you, and all of them are different from you. This is Paurusha Jnana. This has to be removed. You have to see unity in all. By the grace of the Guru, you cannot do it by yourself. By the grace of the Guru, by the grace of Shiva inside in Samadhi. There is no other way. But Bauddha Jnana, you can do it by yourself. How? By studying Shiva scriptures, like Malini Vijayotara Tantra, Shiva Sutras, Swachanda Tantra, etc. In the following table, one can see all the possibilities regarding liberation. For instance, if Paurusha Jnana is not removed, there is no liberation, even if one removes Bauddha Jnana by a serious study of Shiva scriptures. Or else, if one removes Paurusha Jnana but not Bauddha Jnana, one is liberated, but he has to wait for Mother Death to arrive in order to enjoy his liberation. This table is like a map showing all the possible combinations for a disciple who is making a vigorous effort in order to attain real liberation. So you can see here the table. I will explain this table, and for this is enough today, the satsang. Paurusha Jnana, table 1. Paurusha Jnana and Bauddha Jnana, possibilities for a disciple. Arnava Mala, Paurusha Jnana and Bauddha Jnana, two aspects. Not remove. Paurusha Jnana, not remove Bauddha Jnana. He's not liberated and he's not a scholar. If you don't study scriptures of Shiva, you are not a scholar. If you don't remove Paurusha Jnana, you are liberated. You can be non-scholar but liberated inside, but you don't know scriptures. A lot of guys like this, yes, around guru, they say that they're gurus. They have a spiritual liberation, but they don't know scriptures. These guys are all the time around. Many real gurus are like this, are around. They're not the highest kind of guru. A scholar is higher than them, even if the scholar is not liberated. The highest kind of guru is liberated and a scholar. So despite his possible knowledge, he's still like a common person. A yogi like this is like a common person. Not liberated, non-scholar. Now, Paurusha Jnana not removed. He's not liberated. But Bauddha Jnana is removed. He's a scholar. The guy studied a lot Shiva scriptures. As he has enough knowledge about the Shiva scriptures, he's not a common person. He can be a guru of the second category. He's higher than the guru of the third category. the guru who is only liberated but not a scholar. Most of the gurus around are like this. You know that they don't know scriptures in depth. When they speak, they say, oh, be happy. Oh, meditate that you are God. Be happy. You know, these gurus like this around. They're very obvious. So as he has enough knowledge about the Shabbat scripture, he's not a common person. Anyway, he's not liberated. That is, he will be reborn after leaving the present body if he does not manage to remove his Paurusha Jnana with the help of Guru or Paramashiva in trance, in Samadhi. Third category, Paurusha Jnana removed, he's liberated. Bauddha Jnana not removed, he's not a scholar. This is the Guru, I tell you. He's liberated, but he cannot enjoy his liberation in the present lifetime. He's unstable at the time of liberation. He has a state, but at the same time he loses the state. Till Bauddha Jnana is totally removed, intellectual ignorance. If he cannot manage to remove Bauddha Jnana by studying Paramashiva scriptures, he will only enjoy his liberation after the body falls. He will not have any future birth unless he decided so. He can return to this world at will. Most gurus, genuine gurus in this world are like this. They are not scholars. They say, scripture, no, we don't need scripture. They are all the time like this, yes? Because they don't understand the importance of scriptures to have a full state of liberation. Final class, the highest class. Paurusha Jnana removed, he's liberated. Bauddha Jnana removed, he's a scholar. So, he's liberated and he can enjoy his liberation in the present lifetime because the two types of ignorance were removed. He's called Jivan Mukta, or liberated while living, because he retained his physical body after getting liberation. After living for some time in his gross body, he leaves it, the body, and enjoys even fuller liberation due to the absence of the physical body. He will not have any future life unless he decides so. He can return to this world at will. This is fully liberated, the highest guru. Very rarely you see a guru like this. There is a special category of liberated beings, the Videha Muktas. They immediately leave the body on receiving his intense grace. They are called Videha Muktas because they leave the Deha or body at the moment of their attaining liberation. Separate, Videha, separate from the body. Separated from the body immediately after getting liberation. Okay. Next satsanga will continue with the explanation of all these things. For today is enough. We'll continue not next Saturday, next Sunday, because Saturday I have to go to some place. Yes, I cannot be on Saturday. Next Sunday, next satsanga will continue with explanation of the stanza 10 in Trikamukya Matani, and with all this explanation. Okay, page 114, and after this table. Okay, for today is enough. Om Namah Shivaya.